Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, and I'm bringing you guys a kind of video I haven't done in a while, and that's just reviews on story arcs of books that I've been reading. I haven't in a while just gone through my books and read stuff that that's not new, or I've just been reading my new books or trades, and I haven't gone to the issues that I've actually just been collecting and not even reading. It's just they've just been sitting there. So I've decided to start actually reading my books, and I'm gonna review them. And this review, as you can already see by the title, this is the review for the Guardian Devil arc, and here's the first issue of that. I got an issues. Here's the first issue of the Guardian Devil arc by Kevin Smith and Joe Quesada, Jimmy Palmiotti on inks. Daredevil. This is a Marvel Knights Daredevil coming back strong in '98 after some really bad times at Marvel, just all together, and especially with Daredevil. But all the books were pretty much bad. And yeah, so Kevin Smith, this is kind of, wow, a lot of glare. This is Kevin Smith kind of entering the game, comics writing game. I don't know if he had written anything before this, but definitely this book was, this arc, he wrote the first 8 issues of Marvel Knights and kicked it off, made Daredevil one of the highest selling books along with Joe Quesada on art, and he wrote a great story. And I'm going to try to do this non-spoiler, or at least minimum spoiler, because honestly, there were things that I knew about the story going into it, but they weren't in the forefront in my brain until they actually happened. So it was as if I hadn't known anything about the story. So for anybody who plans to read this story in the future, or just whatever, and doesn't know anything, I'm gonna try to keep that surprise, that element of surprise for you guys. But if you've already read it, and or just don't plan on reading it, I guess, but want to know what the story's about, I will just say spoiler alert for those who haven't, and then if you have, just wait for the 3 seconds that I'll wait for those to mute. Anyways, let's get into it. So, an 8-issue arc, the first 8 issues, Kevin Smith writing, and just it's a story of, there's a lot of moving parts in the story. I should say first, it's a story of just faith in God and Catholic faith and all this kind of just godly Christianity stuff going on. That is a huge part of the story. But even if that doesn't appeal to you, it's still very much a Daredevil story, and still very much a comic book superhero story. So it's not just for those with faith, I guess, or those of different faiths. It appeals to y'all as well. But pretty much the gist of the story, without giving too much away, is a girl about 15 years old is being chased for whatever reason, which, I mean, reasons that we then find out later at the end of the arc, or at the end of the story. But at the start of the story, we have no idea why she's being chased, but she's being chased for her baby, and her baby is known as the savior, kind of the redeemer, the second coming of Christ. And there are people looking to kill the baby, which is right off the bat crazy, killing a baby. And because of this girl's kind of epiphany and the angels telling her this, she then puts her baby into the protection of Matt Murdock, who she... No, I won't tell you guys that. Yeah. Just know she puts the baby into the care of Matt Murdock. Because the angels told her that he will protect the baby. Then after that, while the baby is in Matt's care, the story just goes crazy, and there are a lot of moving plot threads in this whole story that all tie in together. But after he has the baby, and I'm holding the first issue so you guys can see. After he has the baby, a second group of people come to him and they tell him that the baby is actually the Antichrist, and that he should kill the baby, or not he should kill the baby, but he should hand the baby over to them so they can handle the baby. And if he doesn't, he will be cursed. And what proceeds is Matt struggling with what he should do with this baby, and struggling with his own faith, and just struggling because events line up to show that he is cursed, and a lot of his life is being ruined, much like in a fashion that has happened to him before in Daredevil Born Again. This is along the lines of that, where his life is just falling to pieces again. And it's a big struggle, and it takes Matt through very dark tunnels of his life and of his faith and just of his sanity. And I don't want to give too much away, but the climax of it gets to a point where you really don't you question Matt a lot. You question Daredevil, you question Matt Murdock a lot, and then things then escalate. So you hit the climax, and then you hit another climax, and just this book climbs and climbs and climbs, and its falling action just it falls, but it's already so high. So, I mean, because the story is so good, I want to be vague with it, because I don't want to get into too much of the story and too much plot and, ruin the story for you guys. But, I definitely recommend reading this book, for anybody to read this book if you haven't already, or read this story at least. Anything else I would like to say on it? The villain, I won't give away who the villain is, or who the main antagonist, I should call them, is in this book, or in the story, and how things progress. But I can definitely say it's somebody that I very much was not expecting, and that's how I gotta leave it. Somebody who I wouldn't expect, but once we figure it out, I can totally expect Kevin Smith to write this villain, write this antagonist, because the antagonist will definitely relay off of Kevin Smith, and vice versa. So, minus the craziness. So I'm keeping this vague on purpose, so y'all will go out and read the book. And again, no spoilers. So, yeah. Anything else on here? I think that's all. Not a extremely great review, but hopefully it spiked the interest in actually reading it, because that's what I really want y'all to do. And hopefully I can talk about this some more and maybe some kind of live chat or something like that, because I definitely want to get into the plot with it, but not in this main review. So maybe another time. But for right now, I'm Wellington signing off with Comic Book Lowdown. See you guys next time.